What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wild Thoughts. We got Mars in the house. We got V Ray in the house.
What's that?
Whole lot to jump into. Whole lot to talk about. Looks like this week, even though Trump did a speech and said he had a whole book of all of their accomplishment, it feels like they taking some major L's.
Yeah.
V Ray, you want to bring us up to date? Talk about some of the L's these guys are taking.
Well, yeah, man. Some of the stuff, and let me preface all this by saying, of course, I was happy to hear that he got some rulings against him and shit like that. But it's also a precipice, I think, for more and more Republicans to see that he's gonna disregard these, the things that have happened with him in court and shit like that, and put it more so in their face that he cares nothing about laws and adjudication and stuff. But anyway, so one of the things that was the tragedy of the Minnesota killing this week. So that was just a dent in the armor to me, because he was forced to take action because it was so public, and he had to get rid of Mike Bovino as the head of ICE, or the leader on the ground, or whatever his role was. And they say that they demoted him, but in 2025, in the second term, demoted means fired. You know what I'm saying? I think he's trying to keep his reputation clean for how many people he said were the best people in the first administration, and he kept losing them and firing them, and they got caught up in so much criminal stuff. So they're not using the word fired, but he had to get rid of Mike Bovino. He lost old girl Lindsay Halligan, that was posturing as one of the lead attorneys for the Department of Justice that was improperly appointed. So a Trump judge ruled against her, and about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, though, and then she never stopped going around representing herself as part of the Department of Justice. And so the judge pulled her back in and told her beat feet today, like by close of business or whatever, she had to be done. So so that was a loss, a very public thing that happened. And now even Republicans are pushing for Kristi Noem's impeachment. So not everybody, but a few people have converted, because it's almost impossible to support, what's happening right now. A lot of Republicans are still trying to do it, but enough of them are kind of seeing the light. And with the midterms coming, they may be trying to just post up on the right side of history on this shit. But a few Republicans have started to speak out about impeaching Kristi Noem along with the Republicans. And then the Melania movie flop that I can't help but smile when I say that. I'm trying to with a straight face. The Melania movie flop like a motherfucker. So 75 million or something shit.
75 million. Yep, you got 75 million for that.
Yeah. And so it grossed, I think, 5 million on the first weekend. But then the last thing, and I'm sure there's more, but the last thing that I had was that Venezuelans, the chick that replaced Maduro when they took him down, came out publicly and said she tired of the U.S.'s shit, trying to tell her what to do and shit, and she ain't taking it no more. So she had her color purple moment.
Oh,
said,
shit.
Trump, till you do right by me. You know what I'm saying? So, that's it in a nutshell. But it's just good to see that even though dude's trying to steamroll over a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of topics and shit, that people are pushing back on that. So it basically, to me, it feels good to see that everybody ain't lost their fucking minds. You know what I'm saying? And just follow along with this shit blindly on the Republican side.
Right. Yeah, I like you said, it's like they've been taking a whole bunch of L's. It's like they've been gaslighting the hell out of the whole country. Like, I don't know, man. What's your thoughts, V-Ray, about? Oh, well, let's read this from Mike. I think they're going to start World War III, trying to be bullies for him to be able to stay in office when it's war going on. The president who's in office has to stay in office until the war's over. Oh, it's a good point, Mike.
Well, that, and they're trying to stir up this unrest, I think, because if he declares martial law or whatever, then they suspend the election. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things to me. I don't know if it's martial law, but I know that they can suspend suspend the election if there's civil unrest and all this kind of stuff like that. So I think that these murders and stuff are tragedies, and I think they're happenstance, but it's more fuel to that fire to enrage people to strike back. I think that's why everybody's trying to push this peaceful protest
Peaceful.
initiative so much, because if people start fighting back and these legal carriers start bringing their guns out and shit like that and saying they ain't gonna take it no more, then that's all dude needs to say. All right, no midterms.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but I don't think dude wants war. I think he wants to talk shit and see if he gonna punk motherfuckers. But you know, I think that taco term still stands in those types of times. You know, he'll bully some smaller nations that don't have a big enough army, but he ain't gonna He ain't gonna fuck with like NATO and shit like that. Like the way he was trying to pull up on Greenland and shit, and just say they either fucking gonna do it the easy way or the hard way to come under the United States.
Right. Didn't he say that he, I can't remember the country, he imposed tariffs. The next day he said that he had a good conversation and they have a deal. But then when they went to, I can't remember what country it was. When they went to the representative for the other country, they were like, "We have no idea what he's talking about."
Yeah, that's happened a number of times actually, but yeah, that's just that bluster, because I think that a lot of people only get their news from the U.S. You know what I mean? So there's a lot more capability now to exclude stories from the U.S. So really, the only thing that you hear is what the news here tells us. And when Trump's talking about these international dealings, you know, what he says on the podium, you know, now though, I mean, everybody knows he's probably 87% lying whenever he's talking and shit. But you know what I mean? If he's the only source to funnel that information through, he can say whatever he wants. Just like Venezuela, saying all those boats that they attacked were drug dealers, and you know they circled back around and blew those dudes up that didn't die the first time because they were trying to signal a plane that was like fucking 70 miles away or some shit, you know, or whatever, you know what I mean? But when you got
Right.
only one source of the story, it's just like Black history. You know, you don't get to know what actually goes on.
Right. No, agreed. Agreed.
Yeah, man. It's. I mean, I've never been this political in my life, man. Then I've become motivated by seeing how much of this shit is going on, especially when stuff like the Minnesota thing happens, where everybody sees the footage, and immediately you know the character assassins are coming out, usually the next day or something like that, to start trying to put their spin on it. But Christy Nome was,
Mm-hmm.
you know, she made a speech almost immediately. It's like, y'all can't even evaluate what happened that quickly, you know, with all the footage that went on. I mean, all the footage that was gathered from different angles and shit like that. And immediately you say the dude was brandishing the gun, start to trying to lean the story their way. But it's good that so much footage came out, because now people have to make the decision. And when I say people, I mean people that are on the Trump side necessarily have to make a decision whether to believe what they see, you know what I mean, or believe what they're told. When you can see all those stop motion things where dudes got the gun pointed at dude's head, with the one where the guy stole away with the gun moments before the shooting happened, so he was not armed even once they knew he was armed.
Right.
and wasn't brandishing, but even that was put to bed when dude took the gun from him. So there was absolutely no need to shoot the dude. They could have just beat the shit out of him like they do everybody else. You know what
Well,
I mean?
and that was the other thing to me. I was like, that was very hard to fathom. It's like 8-on-1, like literally 8-on-1. Like,
And they fear for their lives, though.
yeah, like I've never seen a situation where it's like that one person, unless it's Mike Tyson, was like, had 8 people so fearful for their lives.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's like, you know, I really wish that we could have a conversation with someone that was very pro Trump, because I would love to hear their justification for
That's
the
what I'm
conservative.
saying. Like when you can see the footage for yourself, like then what's your disposition at that point? You know,
Mhm.
excuse me. But I think that kind of negativity is kind of slowly changing the tide. Maybe not by super measurable, um, degrees at a time, but just being bombarded with all this information and then seeing how much of it doesn't pan out to be true. It seems like
Mhm.
it's got to be convincing for some people, and I don't mean just the dumb fucks that just whatever he say goes. He shit bricks of gold and shit like that. But I mean thinking like educated college grad motherfuckers or whatever and shit in all these different walks of life, unless they let their racial hatred overpower what they actually see. How can you counter what you see on video from all these different angles? It's not like, oh, it's AI. It's like there must be like 600 episodes of AI going on because all the footage angles show the same thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's exhausting, but it's just part of the table. I mean, it's on table right now.
And then you saw that. Did you see what happened with the Somalian senator in Minnesota, where she had the town hall and someone sprayed her with something?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was waiting on the other shoe to drop to find out if that was some kind of delayed reaction chemical or something they shot on a little girl.
She looked like she was about to literally walk off stage and fuck him up.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
they literally someone literally stepped in front of her and pulled her back like, whoa, we're not in the streets.
yeah, yeah. See, that's one of them times where somebody should get their ass whooped, though. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that happened at a MAGA rally, they would have stomped that motherfucker out, and then arrested what's left of him and shit.
Right. Oh
But
no.
so, I mean, there should be a line. I mean, now let me say, I don't condone violence. I do.
Mhm.
But you know what I'm saying? There should be a line across which nobody can fucking cross in these types of situations at these public events. If somebody has the wherewithal to go all the way up to the stage or the podium or whatever, and you're gonna approach on that level, then there should be a deterrent to the next motherfucker that's gonna do some shit like that. Become a
Right.
sniper, motherfucker, and do it from a distance. But there won't be two instances of somebody coming up that close, to a podium and being able to attack somebody. Just think if you had a butcher knife. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Instead of some spray, instead of it being a prank, what if you had acid for real? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So anyway,
And you said something that I also kind of wanted to piggyback on the hypocrisy of stuff, because you remember on January 6th, right, when all that stuff was going on, people were marching with their guns and AR-15s, and now all of a sudden they're saying, well, protest people shouldn't have guns.
yeah, yeah. I saw that. That hypocrisy was just that's another one of those that's so obvious that the shit is like, excuse me, counter to what the reality is. That it's like when people see that are thinking and educated people, I wonder do they go, you know what? That's crazy because Kyle, what's his name, with the
Kyle
gun
Rittenhouse.
killed, huh?
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, killed two motherfuckers.
Mhm.
Drove from wherever he came from, or his mama drove him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To be able to come and participate in this thing that had nothing to do with him, and then killed two people and brought the weapon across state lines or whatever the other
Yeah.
crimes were. And that wasn't so long ago where people have written that off. I mean, this dude is still chiming in on the shit that's going on now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just crazy that the narrative shifts. The narrative to me is made of clay, and whatever way they got to shape it to fit what's going on in the moment, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Then that's what happens. All the way from like when they didn't want to vote on the Supreme Court justice because it was too close to the election when Obama was going to nominate someone then when it was time for
Trump.
the election of what was it, when Trump was leaving office or whatever, they wanted to get those justices voted in right away.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just the upside down when it comes to the truth. Yeah. And like when the truth comes to join, okay, here we are, we over here. This is our storyline, and the truth is over here. And then when the truth shifts over here, they run over there and be like, "That's what we were saying all along. Is that this thing was going on?" It's like, bro, you know that shit's on television. It's like recorded and shit. You can like go back and play that shit back, right? Michael Barrett, I couldn't agree more, man. By any means necessary, Malcolm X, bring it back. That's where we headed. You know what I'm saying? I really think that, and I just think that it plays into the Project 2025 playbook when the citizens are worked up to that level.
Yep.
I digress. Anyway, so that was my 2 cents on the L's. But the happiest moment for me was hearing that Melania's movie went nowhere, and then the people that worked on it were like trying to secretly get their name removed from the credits and shit. Did you hear that shit?
No.
Yeah. People that worked on it like, hey, anyway, you could get me off of there or misspell my name or whatever.
Right. Take it off my IMDb.
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
I thought that was hilarious. And plus that killing, didn't that happen on a Saturday? That was the day that they debuted the film at the White House, the same day dude got killed. So
I spoke to a homicide detective today.
Yeah.
A retired homicide detective about both.
We'll get back to why you were talking to a homicide detective, but go on.
Well, I bought him on. Y'all see it soon. I bought him on to be a guest on my Arc Republic.
Okay.
On my Arc Republic show, just that I wanted to get the perspective of a procedural standpoint of both shootings.
Right.
And I know sometimes the way the law views shootings, especially with law enforcement, and the way civilians view shootings, and they guilty, that should be murder when it ended up being manslaughter and stuff, because got to hit very specific marks. So I spoke to him about that on the show, and he said Renee Good's situation is a little tricky, only because he said of the could have. He literally just because the could have factor, like she could have hit him, she could have hurt him, she could have ran him over with the car. He said so because of that opens the door for that little benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? Like because of the could have. That open, but he said with Alex Preddy, he said that's straight murder.
Yeah.
He was like, first of all, shooting him in the back of the head. He like, y'all jumped on him, y'all beating him up, you already bear sprayed him. And he was like, you just see one pair of handcuffs come out. He like, where are the handcuffs?
Yeah.
He said that's the most basic thing. If you're trying to calm somebody down, trying to keep them. The first thing you would see was, he said, nobody out of all them 5 or 6 cops that was on, nobody bought out handcuffs. Yeah. He said they shot him in the head, so he was dead after the first shot. He said then they just let off 10 more shots. He was like, there's no way to justify. He said, because with what cops have to do, they have to justify every shot, every bullet, every hit. And he said, and that's why Renee Good case still has some leeway, because he was like, even after she shot her the first time, he gonna have to explain those second 2 shots as she was driving away, when she no longer would have been a threat to him.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But the other situation where the dude is like on the ground, not moving, and they just letting off in him.
Yeah, that's like what's his name? Laquan McDonald in Chicago when they shot him up all those times. Yeah, and what's crazy too is that it seemed like they had a hold of at least one of his arms when they had him down on the ground. I saw them scuffling for his hand, his right hand, and then the gun was actually in the small of his back in that holster, right?
Yeah.
So it was like you got him face down, the 6 of y'all on him. He didn't even have access to the gun. But the way Christy Nome did the press conference, he walked up to the cops with the strap in his hand. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, that shit is it's hard to defend that because they got the actual footage of him getting disarmed by the very people that killed him. You know what I'm saying? Dude left the circle with the gun, so it's not ambiguous whether he got the gun taken from the small of his back. He's on his stomach. Excuse me. Somebody said, "Oh, he's got a gun," and then dude reaches in and takes the gun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Excuse me. So yeah, that's a hard one to defend, man.
Michael said, now they're saying this another tape saying that he was aggressive towards the ICE agents. Still clearly doesn't give them a reason to do what they did, and they took the man's life. Exactly what the brother said. They should have just beat him up, lock him up. They already pepper sprayed the man down. Yeah, like they found a tape. I just literally just now popped up on my phone. They found a tape saying like basically he had gotten to it with some other ICE agents 11 days ago. What the fuck that got to do with?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna try to do anything because that murder looks so bad. This is the first time the administration didn't back Christy Nolan. She was like, he did this, and they were like, well, hold up. Yeah, I don't know if he did that. You know what I'm saying? Because at first they were trying to say he was a domestic terrorist, run that same gaslighting, and his name is Detective Mark McGuire. Like Mark McGuire was telling me, he was like, Mark McGuire, yeah.
Okay. Wasn't that the dude's name from the OJ trial?
No, not him.
No, it wasn't him, but was that the same name?
No.
Mark Mason?
No,
Oh,
it was
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How you talking to this motherfucker?
Yeah, no, not him.
But the other thing is like it's hard for, it's very difficult for you to throw the argument of a domestic terrorist after minutes of him being a good Samaritan and trying to help a lady.
Yeah, but see, what really kind of spoils this story too is they don't know the backstory of this dude, right? So now that this other stuff is coming out, where he was a VA nurse and he was honoring the veterans, and it just stockpiles more damage to an already damaged storyline and case. You know what I mean? Because the dude was like on the internet ranting and like, you know what I'm saying, doing some of that shit that the J6 people did as they were getting organized, you know, before that went down. Then, you know, it could be a case made for him being, what do they call it, radicalized. But this dude's just a normal person out doing the right thing, just like the lady that they interviewed yesterday who actually filmed the footage, the lady in the pink coat, the one that was like right there, and filmed it and stuff like that. They were just out, you know, to do what they were going to do, just capture some footage of the interactions of ICE with other people, right? And ended up being in the middle of a huge story. I heard that ICE was rounding up people, the witnesses, or rounding up their footage and stuff like that. But people that were speaking out saying they witnessed it, I heard that they were interacting with those same people that night, the night of the killing. So, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy world.
But let's also touch on the fact that, you know, their request to leaving is if they gave up the voter information.
Oh yeah, that shit was crazy. That's what I'm saying. They haven't. It's all L's, man. Like, how could that even come up? Well, you give us their voter rolls, then we'll leave Minnesota.
Right.
What does that got to do with anything? Of all the solutions, give up your voting rolls.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, what they got to do? Yeah.
Right. Anyway.
All right. Well, let's get into this next segment called "What's on Your Playlist." So we want to ask y'all, the audience and everybody, you know, Rob and V-Ray, what's on y'all playlist? What are y'all listening to right now? What are y'all looking forward to hearing if there's an album coming out that you've been waiting on? Let's start with Mars. What's on your playlist right now?
I've been listening to that A$AP Rocky album.
Oh, do you like it?
I haven't heard it yet. Is it good?
Yeah, I actually do.
The songs he did on Sunday Night Live, I dug them.
Yeah, that was cool.
It has a lot of originality to him, and it makes me want to listen to his older stuff. But I'd say it's a good listen. It's a very good listen. As far as what I'm looking forward to, Doshi.
Okay.
She got a date yet?
I don't think so. But that first single, oh, and Rocky has a song with her, and that shit
Oh,
is
he does?
fire. Yes, that shit is fire.
I'm gonna have to look.
Okay, so ASAP Rocky, Doechii. Anything else on your list right now?
I also been listening to a lot of the old stuff, like the Ohio Players.
That whatever, yeah, we want to know whatever. What's the old
Yeah.
stuff you listen to?
Listening to Ohio Players. I found myself also listening to some of the 80s rock and the 90s rock. Nine Inch Nail, Harder. you, you know the backstory behind that one. But yeah, just a lot of old stuff. Very, I try to dabble in some of the new stuff, but I find myself gravitating to some of the older stuff.
Okay, all right, Michael, what you listening to? Michael said October London and the Wild Bunch. Good deal,
How,
Mike.
how's October London shit?
I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's one
it's like
person I haven't checked
he
out.
got a good vibey album.
Yeah, he's on tour with who's he traveling with? October London and what's old boy's name? That was married to Holly Berry,
Eric Benet.
Eric Benet, and one other singer. They're on tour together right now.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
What genre is October London?
He kind of like a Marvin Gaye. He sound like Marvin Gaye.
Okay,
Yeah, I got a Marvin Gaye old school soul album.
okay,
He got
I'll check.
the standout song to me, Mulholland Drive with him and Latoya Williams.
Mm,
yeah.
That record is fire. And the
okay.
funny thing is, I just realized I was listening. He got a song called "Come Over to My Place." Sound like a Marvin Gaye record, but the
Um,
Mulholland Drive is actually a sample from an old Marvin Gaye record.
Yeah.
Michael Beard, George Duke is always. Hey, George Duke always works. Mike Commodore, the
Yeah.
emotions.
Hey, which songs by the Emotions, Mike? I'm looking for one title in particular that used to be my joint, bro, by them, and it wasn't. Don't Ask My Neighbors or none of the.
One of the well known ones.
It was no, I guess it wasn't really well known. It was an album cut, but it was dope.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
What's on your list, V Ray?
well, when we were talking last week, I kind of alluded. We were talking about like the death of R&B or how it was evolving away from like black music. And I was saying I was listening to a lot of new artists.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna name some of them. I realized some of them aren't new; they may just be new to me. But
Right.
there's this chick called Girlfriend. Y'all know of her? She got this song called "Everybody But Me." I'm rating these on not only melodic and production and all that, but like the pen and the whole gamut. So "Everybody But Me" is a clever song. I think when we were hanging out in the backyard at one time. I got Demont to play "Biking with Francis." This black. They aren't all black, but they're like a rock kind of NERD kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But Biking with Francis, the name is crazy, but they got some crazy good melodic rock tinged hip hop. It's rap and rock, but the rock is more. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of Green Day-ish, but not exactly. But they're a great vibe, man. And Kirby, the singer from Mississippi,
Yeah.
has a song on her album called "Jump the Broom" that's dope as hell.
Yeah.
And
That song is crazy.
yeah, whole
that's
album is
dope.
dope, but "Jump the Broom" is one of the ones that
Yeah.
is on repeat. And then Odile and Leon Thomas have a song called "Miami" that I'm really feeling right now.
I love his album, man, and his sound. Leon Thomas album is crazy.
Yeah, but he's a feature on Odile's album.
Okay.
On that song "Miami," bruh, that motherfucker is just dope. "Bad Habits" by Steven, and that's Stevun for whatever reason. But that's a dope song. But here's my favorite of all of these that I'm listening right now. I only got a couple more, but there's this group that goes by LIT, and it stands for Loyalty is Timeless. But I'm telling you, bro, they're like a mixture of Outkast and Dungeon Family kind of vibe, and if anything, I want to say Wild Bunch maybe, but if so, because they have good hooks, and you know what I'm saying, and it's all Southern vibe kind of rap and shit like that. But the one I'm really on is called Energy and Vibes by Loyalty is Timeless. But dude, I think they got like 3 albums. That's why I know they aren't new, but they're just new to me.
Oh, okay.
Energy and Vibe is super dope. And there's this dude that, have y'all heard of Gabriel Jacoby? This nigga sound like if Macy Gray, Anthony Hamilton, and Van Hunt had a 3-way and shit.
Damn.
I'm telling you, he got a song called "Be Careful." That's dope. That sounds like like Anthony Hamilton falsetto, but with the hoarseness of Macy Gray, empty with mostly just guitar and shit. It's super dope. And Gutter Child is another one that sounds like a straight Prince. Like, you know how Prince would have a bunch of cool pop cuts and then have like one funky ass song on every album and shit.
Yeah.
This would be like the funky song off of a Prince record to me, called Gutter Child, Gutta though. And then the last one is I don't know if this guy's new to y'all as well, but Elmine, Elmine. He's like a British artist.
Yeah, I'm not hip.
He's got a song called Reclusive, bro. That motherfucker. Well, from listening to that and getting to his album is dope too. But Reclusive is like that's on repeat as well.
Okay.
But that's what's up. That's what I wanted to share this week, man. I'm gonna have to listen up on ASAP Rocky and October London now. I've heard of some of October stuff, but just not his whole album.
So Michael Bear said the songs were Flower and We Hold the Key to the World.
Oh, isn't Flower? That's the same song, isn't it? We hold the key to the world. Oh, no, I think that's Flowers. But the song I was talking about is Rejoice.
Oh, okay.
What is that the one?
Let's see what Cousin Earlene is listening to. Dee Dee Bridgewater, Marlena Shaw, Dee Dee Sharp, Thelma Houston, Lilo Thomas, and Roy Ayers. And Emotions, A Feeling Is.
Oh yeah, that's another. That one goes too. Yeah, that's another joint from them. Their album cuts got slept on, I thought, but apparently more people are into them than I thought. But those are some joints.
So I know I said it maybe like 3 shows ago, but I'm still on it. The clip song Ibida, I'm playing that every day. I love that record. I've been playing that record every day. Randomly, I've been stuck on. There is a Aretha Franklin cover of What a Fool Believes. And it's the Michael McDonald song.
Yeah.
There's a Aretha Franklin version.
Oh, is that right?
Insane. Funky.
So it was before Michael McDonald remade?
It was like 4 years after Michael McDonald.
Oh, after him. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but hey, I've been banging that. Like that's my gym song. I was in the gym banging that.
Yeah.
It's not a new song, but I heard it a long time ago, and I could never find it again. Have that ever happened to you? You hear it, and you just like, I could just never find it. And finally, it popped up on my YouTube one day. It's a Rick Ross and Anderson .Paak song called "Cut 'Em In." Bang.
Oh yeah, let's check that one out.
Yeah, cut 'em in. Almost feel like some Wild Bunch shit. You know, like just a guitar riff and some hard ass drums.
Yeah.
Like it's dope.
Rick Ross.
Yeah, so I've been banging that. I've been banging Ibida. I've been banging there's an old song, well, not that, an old song by a group called Vitamin C. And the song is called Can. It's just this weird little funky, like, I think I heard it because it was in a TV show. So it sounds like it should be in a TV show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've been banging that like crazy. That record is dope to me. I don't know how this hopped on my conscious, but it was stuck in my head. You know how something gets stuck in your head, so you have to listen to it?
Yeah.
Madonna Borderline.
Yeah.
It was like an earworm. Borderline was just stuck in my ear, and then I had to listen to it. And of course, Jodeci is always on the playlist, man. Jodeci is always. What up, Shamika? Shamika said, I'm stuck on Moonchild right now. Yeah, Moonchild fire. Her new stuff is dope. Yeah, Moonchild. Erlene, Don't Ask My Neighbor about Emotions. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that one. Emotions, Flower, he was right on. Aretha and Saida Garrett, Everlasting Time. Now, let me tell y'all, Saida Garrett is a very slept on songwriter, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Her pen is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, she was rolling with Stevie, and when she was working with
Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror.
Michael Jackson too, but Ashford and Simpson, wasn't she working with them?
Yeah, Ashford and Simpson. She did the record with Dennis Edwards.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's her in the video, and she co-wrote that record.
Yeah. No, she good on royalties then.
Yeah, she wrote with Quincy. Yeah, her pen is crazy. So just go check out Saida Garrett's catalog. Inside Out. Do y'all remember Inside Out by Odyssey?
But who?
Hear it.
The Odyssey.
I have to hear it.
So Inside Out is like an old 70s tune, or early 80s rather. Early 80s tune. But what happened was, back then, this was before they had laws where you could like re-record the exact same tune. So a bunch of people had like the same tune. Well, the band Slave, I guess, feel like they didn't get paid enough from Watching You. So they re-recorded the whole thing, but this group Odyssey did a song called Inside Out over the Watching You, same music, but they replayed it and added strings, and it's Odyssey, dope record. Another one of my my in the gym records. Yeah. Man,
Dan, you're gonna have to create a playlist and just send it to me.
I am. All right, I will. We have to do a Wild Thoughts playlist.
Yeah.
For the audience. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, the Michael Jackson movie. I am starting to hear a lot of things where this movie is going to be a tearjerker.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Tamika said, for some crazy reason, I've been banging Jamie Foxx more in bed. Hey, Jamie Foxx music is underrated, Shamika.
It really is.
Jams, like for real. I think we underrate him as as an artist, as a singing artist, because he got jams. So it's not a crazy reason. When you talk about some good like slow jams too, like for real slow jams, and just some what we call it boner jams, he got some great boner jams.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna ask a question. So Dave was like, "Oh no!" So Dave, V-Ray, we cleared to start playing R. Kelly again?
You know what? I just had this conversation with somebody. People have been playing them. I think DJs are just starting to play them again. Like DJs are starting to play them again. But like honestly, I've been talking to people. They were like, "I never stopped playing them." A lot of people said they never stopped playing them. Like I know as a DJ, they was specifically asked like, "Don't play no R. Kelly tonight." But that's starting to change.
Yeah, the dude's catalog, man. The songs, the songwriting, arranging, and stuff like that. You can't take that away from him. Excuse me.
But I think I guess whatever you want to call it, the moratorium has been lifted on people outward, because I think a lot of people sneaking and playing it, but now people outwardly playing it. Like I don't care. Like I'm playing R. Kelly again. So just to answer the question, Mark, I think people are already on it. I think people already decided like I'm playing this music.
It's just like niggas that bought the Milli Vanilli album. Nobody would say it out loud and shit, but they went like double platinum somehow. Somebody's getting them records.
Man, did y'all watch the Milli Vanilli movie?
It
was really good, man. But it's super sad.
Yeah,
it's super sad. But it's a good movie. It's like a really good
What
movie.
happened to them at the end?
One of them died. He killed himself. And then the other one, he kind of survived and thrived. As a matter of fact, he did something really smart. He did, I wish I could remember the name of it, because the name of it was clever too. It was like the visual meets the voice. So they had the dude who actually sung it, went on tour with him, and they was doing tours together. Him and the dude who actually sung.
The one that survived actually could sing a little bit though. That was
he could, which is crazy. Like he never stopped. Like I think when he after he went hit rock bottom, he went to like the islands and just was singing with a guitar every day. Like they say, singing, in the hotels with guitar.
Yeah.
So he like if you watch the new version with him and the guy who really singing, he was singing and he sounds like the record. Like he probably, if they would have just took a little time, he probably could have did the record.
Yeah, exactly.
Shamika
I saw him
said,
on a live interview with somebody, and they had him sing, and he sang, and I was like, oh, what was the big problem?
She said,
let's see.
I love that. That's a banging record. That's actually a dope record. But yeah, man. But yeah, so like, yeah, the movie was. I think it was done well the way they did it, because almost like it was like a I don't want to say Deadpool, but third person, like breaking the fourth wall, talking. So they was like stopping in the middle of shit, basically explaining like, well, at this point, this is shit I was on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was dope how they did it, and I feel like they did a good job honoring the story of what happened, but also like putting them dudes in a better light than what they were when it went down. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because they were trying to sing, and they were like, y'all niggas ain't singing, y'all accent's too thick. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wanted and the dude went, but the funny thing is, the dude who did this did it before. There's a group only him where the group only him was by producer, and only him they didn't sing or didn't either. And
yeah, your audio's messing up again, man. Going back to this app.
Back now?
Not exactly. Say, keep talking.
Nah,
it's still messed up.
All right, I'm gonna go back in.
Say, Luke, I'm your father. Nope.
Still?
Nope.
I don't know what's.
Oh.
It's got to be the internet.
Yeah, my internet is not acting correctly.
Well, you're fine now.
Okay, cool. Okay, so what I was saying is, Boney M was a group that came out years before. Same producer, he did the same thing. They had a song called Daddy Cool. I'm sure y'all probably seen some of the viral videos where it's the girl singing and the dude dancing hella weird. Black dude with the afro dancing hella weird. That was a group called Boney M. They were the original Milli Vanilli. Just nobody called them or nobody cared.
Yeah.
When they did the record. So yeah, if you get a chance, check that out.
Okay.
What's the name of the movie?
Milli Vanilli.
Oh, okay, well the name's in the band name is in the movie, so that'll be.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Yeah, it's just called Milli Vanilli.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look them up. Stream it.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
I'm sick a few days, so that's
all right.
Time.
Yeah, and let me see what else is on my what else has been on my playlist lately. De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising. There's a Marvin Gaye version of Michael Jackson's "I Want to Be Where You Are." Check that out. Because Marvin Gaye, he made it a Marvin Gaye song. And then, every blue moon, Remember the Time, got to jump back on my playlist and jump back into rotation, because Michael Jackson, Remember the Time, still one of the illest mixes. I feel like it's one of the cleanest mix songs ever, and it still bangs, still sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's timeless stuff right there, man.
Tayetta said she never stopped listening. She said, I never stopped listening to Kels. I don't think a lot of people did, actually, Tayetta. I don't think a lot of people actually stopped. I think a lot of people were shame listening. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people are shamed. Now they don't even feel their shame. They just like, I don't care. Like, I'm back on R. Kelly.
Like he's done enough time now. He's still in prison, but he's done enough time to to allow me to listen to his music again.
Yeah.
How long old boy been in prison now? Like what, 10 years?
Ain't been that long. Maybe like three or four.
Oh, really? It just seemed like, I guess so, because I was out here when he finally. Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's enough time, but apparently it is.
Yeah, 2019.
No, okay. But like I said, man, the music it's hard in those cases to separate the action from the music, because the music came first, and it was so devastatingly good, and it ruled the airwaves, at that time, like producing and writing for all these other people and featuring with other people, and him and Jay-Z, and you know what I'm saying? It's like this dude was hitting all the points.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So yeah, it's hard to dumb all that down, but he did rape children, so there's a way.
Right.
It can be done.
All right, so look, because I'm sure we're probably gonna end the show with this, and it might take a minute, but I've been doing what I want to call my research, and make sure I did my due diligence before I came to this conclusion. But I want to ask y'all before I give you my answer: who is the greatest group of all time?
All times.
The greatest group of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, take a minute.
Okay, so here, let's qualify this a little bit. You mean groups like that, musicians that play as well, or you just mean like groups like, groups of singers, boy bands?
Like groups of singers, yeah, like Temptations. Yeah.
Okay. You have to damn near divide that into eras, man. Ain't no real super groups these days, but look, down through time, man, shit, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, especially the 90s. Oh my God. Super group of all time.
But yeah, the greatest, who's the best group ever, in your opinion?
Wow.
I've taken some time and I've come to a definitive conclusion for myself.
Yeah, see, you were able to take time. Yeah, this is like in 3 minutes or less. Yeah, it's like, shit, man. And just singers. Let me make some notes here.
Yeah, take your time. And audience, y'all take your time too, man. We ain't no rush. Bro, I've got about 20 more minutes. Turn to a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all, on Instagram. Who's the greatest group of all times, in your opinion? You got an answer yet, Mars? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say it like this: if I was forced to choose R&B, I'd have to go with the Jackson 5. If I was forced to choose hip hop, I'd have to go with Outkast. If I was forced to choose alternative rock, I gotta go with Nirvana. If I was forced to choose just overall pop, I gotta go with U2. If I had to say who's the greatest, I cannot ignore U2.
Okay.
So I'm leaning towards U2.
Okay. Not a bad pick.
Well, For me, if it's just vocalists, and I know this sounds dated as shit, but I would probably say the Temptations, man.
Okay.
You know, because I was thinking in these 120 seconds I've had to mull this over, of who, like, what groups, not necessarily catalog for sure included, but the number of singers that they had in there that could be lead singers, you know what I mean, was at least it was made more evident and prevalent by, the way that they did their songs and stuff like that. I mean, there may have been others, Four Tops and other singer, just vocal groups, or even some newer groups like Boys to Men. Well, Boys to Men would kind of be the newer version of that, where they all could sing lead. Any one of them could sing lead, except the nigga that just did bass and talking on the breakdowns and shit. But they had, every one of them were capable lead singers. Carried the song and not pass the mic type joints. So that's how I land on the Temptations, is because of the versatility of the singers, and maybe a modern reflection of them would be like a Boys to Men. If it's just singers, if it's like bands that do their own music and stuff, I would have to go with Earth, Wind and Fire, Mint Condition. You know what I'm saying? And these are bands also that I've seen live. Parliament Funkadelic is bananas on stage, from a musicianship standpoint. So that's the hard one to narrow down to one, but just vocalists only, I would probably start there. And watch you say some shit I probably should have thought of. But I don't know. That's the first thing, the knee-jerk reaction.
Shout out to Nika from the 3 to 105 podcast. Nika, give me your opinion. I want you to tell us, who you think the best group ever is. Who's the best group ever? Who's your pick? All right, y'all want to hear my pick for the best group ever?
Yeah.
My pick is New Edition.
Okay. The best group ever.
I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
That's the only group that every single version of that group has been successful.
Over the Jackson 5?
Michael was the only one really successful. Take Mike out of Jackson 5, nigga. What's happening after that?
Take Mike out of Jackson 5. There was no Jackson 5.
Exactly. But BBD, Johnny Gill had a successful solo career. Ralph Tresvant had a solo successful career. Bobby Brown had a huge solo. Like, they all could literally go on tour. They went on tour as so many separate entities because they got so many hits. Like, there's the Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike version, where it's just Bobby Brown and BBD going on tour. You got the heads of state.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. I could counter that and say Wu-Tang.
Nigga, what? So the guy from New York. Yeah, that's the most New York shit ever. But the reason you can't say Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang had way too many flops.
But they had some success.
They had some success, but they had way too. I'm talking about, like,
you're talking about every iteration.
All of them had a run during that time that outside of the group could be seen as a huge success.
I'm gonna take that back. Dungeon Family.
But Dungeon Family wasn't a group. That's a whole crew. Like, you have to take like either Outkast or Goody Mob. You know what I mean? Like, the Dungeon Family is like basically a whole label. But I'm talking about like as a group. Like, because much as I love Jodeci, Casey and JoJo had hits outside of Jodeci, but that's it.
You want to know something? I counter your group, and I say Guy.
You say who?
Guy.
Said the guy from
okay. So tell me why Guy.
Teddy Riley.
Uh-huh.
What was the other guy?
Aaron Hall.
Aaron? Yep. You just
Aaron
killed
Hall.
your own argument. What was the other guy?
No,
you just killed your own argument.
He was successful too. And then the third member, he was successful
Damian
too.
Hall.
Damian Hall. As well as Mars.
Damian Hall And even Aaron's solo shit, none of them came close to what BBD did solo wise, to what Johnny Gill did solo wise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What Bobby Brown did solo wise.
Right.
None of them come close. And that's the only reason I say for me, my pick is New Edition is because I've seen them in tour a bunch of different times, but like I said, I've seen so many iterations of them, and they basically, you could take any three members and make a whole nother group and do a whole set of hits and still have a full concert. Like you almost literally could mix and match three niggas from New Edition and do a show.
True.
And like I said, much as I love the Jackson 5, Jackie ain't had no solo jams.
Right. The Michael
T-Lo had some,
Jackson.
yeah, like the Jackson 5 was a zenith because of Mike.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like they was a zenith because of Mike.
Like
Without Mike.
I really want to debate you. But I need time to think on it.
Yeah, because you need more ammunition than that, bro. You throwing shit out there. Damian Harley, he had a bodega over on 76th Street.
I mean, it's
Johnny
like,
Smoke said the Beatles, if we're counting hit songs.
But Michael actually crushed the Beatles as far as hit songs, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. And he was if he could afford to buy their catalog, then that says,
isn't that messed up? It's like Paul McCartney's just having a conversation with Mike about, you want to look into publishing. He's like, word, okay, I'm gonna buy the Beatles.
Yeah. I'm gonna look into your publishing.
I think the Beatles would be a good pick, but again, my counter to that is outside of the Beatles. Paul had Wings. Paul McCartney had Wings. They had a few hits. George Harrison had
he didn't have hit.
John
Lennon. He had 3 hits. George Harrison had like 3 hits.
Lennon was cut short.
Ringo, I don't think Ringo had no hits. So that's my counter to you, Johnny. Like as a group, the Beatles killed, but I'm talking about as separate, like to me, the way I'm looking at it, as a group and separate entities of that group. Was there any other group who had as much success as the New Edition as a group, separate entities?
Genesis.
Who else from Genesis?
Peter Gabriel.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins.
Phil Collins. Yeah. And the third, I can't remember the third member.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good counter. I'll take that counter.
Peter Gabriel had a catalog of his own. That was
dope. He said, but each member of the Beatles got number ones. Every member had a top 10 hits. 3 members had number 1 singles. 2 are among the most successful solo artists in history.
Who said that?
Johnny Smoke.
Oh, the comments ain't coming across.
No, the Instagram comments don't come over. I have to go over and read those. Okay. They need to fix that. Earlene said Palmer. Is that the third member of Genesis?
I think so.
Was he?
I'm about to find out.
And so then he, what's his name? Robert Palmer. He had some hits too. Then, if that was him. Yeah, back in the 80s or whatever, Robert Palmer had a big goal.
So the Beatles, Genesis, and New Edition.
Well, see, I didn't know you were talking about breaking the group down between and you know what I'm saying, looking at individual members and shit like that. But
yeah, because that's what made me say, like, maybe they are the greatest group of all time, because I don't know any other group who had that kind of success apart and together. Because most times it'd be like, you go look at NSYNC, it'll be like Justin will be a breakout star. You look at what's those dudes? The first NSYNC, the white boy from Boston, New Kids on the Block.
Oh, yeah.
Like you look at New Kids, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at like all these groups, even the Temptations, What up, Rex?
What's going on?
What? Y'all must have broke up, man. Tell us about it. Go on. Let's close out the show with where the fuck Rex been.
I've been here. What y'all mean?
Man.
So Rex, did you hear what we was talking about?
No, fill me in. Fill me in a little bit. What's going on?
So I said I think the greatest group of all time is actually New Edition. If you don't agree, give me your counter. Let's argue.
New Edition.
Johnny said I say close following the Eagles, Genesis, and maybe Destiny's Child. But most bands have one breakout solo star.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Ringo would be counted as a legit hit making solo artist though, Johnny.
I think didn't Ringo form a band? He was in what band was he in?
What was Ringo's band, Johnny?
You know what? I'm gonna have to give you that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give you that.
Like I said, Bobby Brown was at one point like number 3 behind Michael and Janet.
Yeah.
It was Michael, Janet, Bobby. Like that's how big he was. And Poison changed R&B and hip hop forever. That album, that BBD album changed R&B. It changed the way niggas dressed. That was the album that got niggas out of suits and then the Timberlands. Like so, the way it affected the culture. Then of course, Johnny Gill had all those hits with Fair Weather Friend, Rub You the Right Way, My, all that. Ralph, who was the lead singer, had the least amount of success, but even him, he had good success with Sensitivity, Money Can't Buy Me Love, Rated R. He had another record with him and Bobby Brown. I think just the body of what they all did. And then if you do want to go further, kind of how you said, Mars, with Dungeon Family, then you're going to have to go Boys to Men, ABC, BBD. You know what I'm saying?
But you want to know something? The reason why it's hard for me to even right now, as you caught me off guard, is that when you look at the package, and this goes back to an earlier conversation that we had, the package of New Edition, entertainment, stage presence, music, they were a total package. They were a total package.
Of course, Ricky Bell ain't do shit solo. He had BBD. Johnny didn't have to do shit solo.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think their cultural impact as a group and their solo artists, like everybody had the Bobby Brown haircut. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking cultural impact, musical impact, and just like as a group, separate and together. I don't know if. Go ahead. What you about to say, Mars?
NWA.
Ooh.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's not the same. That's not the same though.
I think it is. I think it is because I think if you're talking about Ice Cube, Eazy-E,
Ren,
Ren had the least amount of success, and even he still had a couple of hits after NWA, right? Yeah. And if you're talking about cultural impact, you got to talk about Dr. Dre and Ice Cube when it comes to like changing the game of hip hop. Period. The first gangster rap album. That's a good one. That's a good one, Mars. And Eazy-E and Ruthless Records, like that's a good one. That's a real good one. Because, like you said, talking cultural impact, talking albums, talking them doing solo projects.
Cut it out, man. He's holding his chin now. He's holding his fucking chin now. Yes, that's a thought.
I didn't know it was gonna be in the same category as I don't know, but okay. All
right. Johnny said no, but the Beatles hit influence across generations, genres, and top charts. I agree. I just, for me personally, I don't feel that I don't feel that the apart Beatles to me, like I said, outside of Paul, and we know John was cut short, so that's kind of checked up. What's that?
V-Ray? That was V-Ray.
Oh, okay.
But wait a minute. Did the Beatles, and again, is like, did they have an impact on black culture?
Who, Beatles? Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Beatles for
Okay.
sure had impact on black
Mhm.
culture. Absolutely.
There's a lot of samples from them too. So yeah.
Yeah, they absolutely. Not a samples. A lot of black artists covered the
No, no,
Beatles.
no, no. I'm talking about in the 70s and 60s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Samples.
I mean, you can't forget the fifth Beatle. You don't know the fifth Beatle, Rob?
Who?
You know the fifth Beatle, Rex?
Who the fifth Beatle?
Billy Preston.
Huh?
Wait,
They
who?
called Billy Preston the fifth Beatle. He wrote a bunch of them records with them. He played on a bunch of them records when he was a youngster. But they definitely influenced a lot of black artists and vice versa. I'm
Oh,
not mad
okay.
at that. I'm not mad at
Okay.
that pick. I'm not mad if you pick the Beatles as the best group ever. I'm still riding with my New Edition pick. And I could even almost get behind Mars NWA pick.
Yeah, I would say that too. If not New Edition, then yeah, NWA for sure. I was gonna say that at first, but I'm like, no, that's not the same category. But okay.
All right, so the three we got: New Edition, Beatles, and NWA.
Mm.
I'm not mad at those picks.
Mm-hmm.
I do think those were, like out of everything we said, those three groups probably are some of the most influential groups of
Yeah.
all time. Because I think the DNA of NWA has went so far in
Yeah.
hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
The DNA of New Edition, we can see how that goes all the way through, New Kids on the Block, NSYNC, all these huge super groups, and even all to the K-pop shit. They all are like modeled after like the style of what New Edition does. And then just
Mm.
musically, from a musical standpoint, the Beatles, it's hard to put anybody up against the Beatles and what they do.
I'm thinking about the NWA and all that, and like looking back, I almost feel like they really didn't get the true recognition for the
Cool.
impact they have. NWA.
Oh no, I don't think they did either because they when they came out they left a bad taste in Middle America's mouth. Johnny said, "I'm saying on paper the Beatles, but for me, I'm going with Wu Tang." So you got somebody else on your Wu Tang train. You got somebody else on your Wu Tang train.
Mm. I don't know.
All right, that was a good topic. I knew I was gonna get y'all with that one.
That was a good one. That was a good one. That was
All
a
right,
good one.
before we get out of here, let's talk about this real quick. Billy Preston, Bill Belichick, man, what's going on?
No, I had a feeling he was going to get snubbed because you remember, like all the times when he was coaching and he would go through those press conference, he always would avoid answering their questions. It was almost like he would like ridicule like reporters and just like sit there and look at them like you're stupid for asking me that question. I'm just going to give you a short answer, or avoid your answer and be like, I don't know.
Mm.
What do you think, Rex?
I don't even know what happened.
Oh, for the Hall of Fame induction, he didn't make first ballot. He wasn't even nominated.
What?
Yeah. And Tom Brady came out and said some encouraging words for him, but at the same time was like, this is a travesty. He's the first ballot.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So, wow. Damn.
I mean, what you gonna do, right?
Yeah. What can you do? What can you really say?
But I think he's gonna get in there. I mean, may not first, most likely second, but I think he'll get in there because
Mm-hmm.
the reality of the situation is that he had a tremendous impact on the organization. Like you can say, give all the credit to Brady and whatnot. At the end of the day, it's the coach that actually was putting the personnel in place. Now, how they did business as far as like, once a player is about to, get out of their prime and like, shipping them off and all that, doing them dirty on the business aspect. Yeah, I don't like necessarily like that. But, sports is a tough business.
Yeah. There's a lot of controversy in that. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we don't know of too. So yeah, they're not gonna share that part though. It's crazy.
I'm sure at some point there'll be there'll be like a movie about the Patriots and their dynasty.
Yeah, of course, like every other documentary, championships and those sorts, or the downfall and all that crap. Yeah.
Damn, man, you in the Batcave?
Something like that. Something like that, Gotta have a Batman, man. Can't be, half stepping with Batman.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
Where'd Dame disappear to, honey? We're out here just like naked, like two voyagers on the beach. Like, what the fuck? we like went through all the topics and everything. can't see nobody's comments. just sitting here.
Just went into the abyss.
Like two fat ladies wearing a bikini, ass out.
Just left us in there. Oh, y'all got it. Oh, damn. Okay.
Like Dave, I said, y'all left us naked with like two fat ladies wearing a bikini, ass out.
So, I know y'all talked about Bill Belichick, but I want to ask y'all: if Bill Belichick ain't first ballot Hall of Fame, what coach is?
Bill Walsh.
Like, how many Super Bowls Belichick got?
What, 6?
6?
Oh, no. 8.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I think it was the voters just retaliation for all the shit in which he did as a coach, not necessarily being straightforward with them during his press conference, and just being a dick.
But stuff like this, and what happened to Terrell Owens, this is why I don't think they should be able to vote. This is why I think it should be at least, if it's going to be writers, it needs to be writers and athletes. Maybe athletes who 5 years out the game or something, and their vote should count more, because like there's no reason Terrell Owens should have took that long to get into the Hall of Fame. Like, if you don't like him, that don't matter.
Right.
What did he do on the field? Bill Belichick, if you don't like him because he was a dick to the reporters, that don't matter. What did he do on the field? And to me, that taints the criteria of it.
Right.
When you have somebody like Bill Belichick, and like, y'all know how much I hate those Patriots. Y'all know how much I hate those Patriots, but they were great.
Yeah.
They were great, man. There's no way a man can win 8 Super Bowls and he's not first ballot. Because then any other coach who gets in first ballot, I'm like, how? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they put Sean Payton in first ballot, now you're looking at like, okay, how he first ballot and Bill Belichick. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like it taints the whole process. To me, it taints the whole process. Like, how is he not first ballot Hall of Fame?
Right.
I mean, somebody tell me. Give me the explanation.
Man, those 2 giant losses now. tainted his record. No, I just think that that this was the writer's way of getting back at him.
Right.
Yeah. And to your point, I agree. I do think that this is going to have an impact to the change of how the voting is done. I do feel that something's gonna happen.
Yeah, something because just like that's just like when Shaq was gonna get unanimous MVP and one dude didn't vote for him because he didn't like him. That shouldn't be able to be part of the criteria. Like you don't like him, so he don't get that. He don't get to make history because one writer who never played ball. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's not a fair way to assess the Hall of Fame. That's not a fair way to assess certain awards. Just like, oh, y'all don't like Kobe because of whatever happened in Colorado, so now he's not getting no MVPs. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I just think this Bill Belichick thing is like too blatant. There is no way he shouldn't be first ballot. Like, I hate it.
Let me ask you this question: do you think it is time now where the voters their identity needs to be revealed?
Yes. Yes. Because if you make a vote like that where Bill Belichick, you should have to hold that L, right? You should have to answer for that.
Right. Right.
You should have to answer for that.
Okay.
What you think, Lil Red? You think they should have to come out and show themselves?
Of course. Why not? You the man behind the scenes is giving out, you know what I'm saying? Don't, no, nigga, come on. Show yourself.
Show yourself.
Show yourself. Don't bullshit us. We want to see you put the face to the comment.
Inside and out.
I
agree with you
about your word.
I agree, Earlene. But that to me, that politics, and I think to me that's what the issue is. That politics shouldn't interfere with something like, the Hall of Fame and Hall of Fame votes.
Facts.
That to me that taints the whole voting system. But like I said, I felt this way since Terrell Owens. Because I was
like respect for the game. That's all.
Yeah, I'm like, that dude's first ballot. No matter what shenanigans or hijinks he didn't like, what he did on the field is what should count.
Yeah.
What he did for the game is what should count. And they always say the way they claim they go by voting, they're like, can you tell the story of football without this person? And you cannot tell the story of football without Bill Belichick. You cannot tell the story of football without Terrell Owens. You know what I mean? Like, there are certain players, like if you say, hey man, let's talk about the best receivers, there is no conversation where Terrell Owens is not going to enter the conversation. If you say, let's talk about the best coaches, there is no legitimate conversation where Bill Belichick is not going to enter the chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no legitimate conversation where that's not going to happen. And I think that's, what has to be looked at in regards to like certain things. Because, I know they made certain people, like Pete Rose didn't get in while he was alive.
Yeah, that's a travesty.
Yeah, because what did he do for the game? What did he do for the game? And what was your reason for keeping Terrell Owens out? You know what I mean? Like, what point did you think he was going to prove by making him wait, even though he was going to get in there anyway? Yeah. And to me, that's like reporters wielding too much power. Reporters shouldn't have that much power to keep a great out of the hall.
True. Agreed.
She said, rest in peace to my son-in-law, Steve White. I think he would agree with you 100%. R.I.P. Steve. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. It kind of upset me. And like I said, it brought me back to the stuff that happened with Terrell Owens. It's just like, like y'all just, to me, it's tainting the game. And it made me think of Shaq and losing that unanimous MVP award because one dude just like, I don't like him. I'm like, how can that be the reason you don't give somebody an award for what they deserve? You know what I mean? Yep. So anyway, I know Mars is about to turn into a pumpkin, y'all. So,
I'm gonna ask my last question, and you know it's
okay.
gonna be. So what's the temperature out there regarding LeBron?
You know, the funny thing is, LeBron isn't even the topic of the conversation out here, really.
Oh, what is the topic?
Our team, man.
Our team.
Our
We ain't
team.
got no goddamn team.
And what we missing and what we need.
And you know why that is, right?
Why?
Because that motherfucker decided that he wanted to take up the entire cap and opt in. Where he could, if he was smart, he would have been like, can I get let me get an additional year. Let me say like 20, 50 mil, 2 years, 50. And that way you would have had money to kind of build a team. But this motherfucker acting like a little bitch. Like, oh, y'all brought Luca in. I don't have a say anymore. Y'all, I didn't tell y'all to draft Bronny. What do you mean you don't like me? Let me go to Cleveland and cry.
Yeah, but that's honestly that shit is not even entering the lexicon out here. Out here, we talking about who we need to trade to get what we need to upgrade, and out here we talking about what it's going to take to build around Luca. And also, we all know the LeBron era is coming to an end soon. Like, and you can tell, you could tell out here that, like, that's where it's trending to. Like, it's trending to LeBron era.
Yeah. Do you think there is any chance, because watching the games and the effort, the two-way effort that he does night in and night out, like I'm like waiting
for who?
Just waiting, because it's like it's just too much. Like you can see like to me, like I can see the body language with Luca.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot who else. There was someone else in which I was like, they were just exasperated at the fact that this motherfucker called for the ball, has the ball, and is just not making the right read.
Well, you know what's funny, because Rui said something about that too. He said the coaches got on Luca and LeBron about looking for the teammates more. He was like, so they've been looking for us more, and we've been playing better. And I agree with him. Like, they both were at a point where they both, Luca and LeBron, were just holding the ball too long, making bad decisions at the end of the clock.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But they've been doing a better job of looking for people. I think the problem with LeBron is, and you can't escape it, no matter how good you are, you're 41 years old. He's not going to give you a complete game offensively and defensively. He's just not capable of that no more. You know what I'm saying? If he has a good offensive game, he's probably going to be ass on defense. If he has a really good defensive game, he's probably going to be ass on offense. He's not going to be able to be that kind of two-way player no more. And I'm okay with it, but if that's what it's going to be, then they need to start utilizing him differently, right? If that's what it's going to be, he's going to be on the court. They need to find better ways to hide him defensively. They need to find better ways to utilize him in a pick and roll. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, because I feel like right now there's just a whole bunch of misspent energy. Where if you're going to use a 41-year-old man to do a lot of your offense, you got to make other adjustments. And I think that's a coaching thing. If you're going to keep the game.
That's you just walked into my next question. Do you hold on to JJ Redick?
I don't know. I'm gonna see what he do if we get to the playoffs this year. I want to see what he does. I want to see, because last year I felt like he did good in the regular season and he was horrible in the playoffs, and he didn't make any proper adjustments. I was not a fan of his adjustments last year, so I think we'll see. Because I know he was LeBron's guy. I don't know if he's Luka guy. So I don't know if he gets to be the guy after LeBron is gone. Like, I don't know if he, like, it's a situation where, like, all right, once LeBron is gone, then we'll get rid of JJ. But I feel if JJ can utilize Luka correctly, Luka probably want to keep him. So we'll see. I think that's a to be determined type thing.
All right. Who you got coming out of the West?
Thunder.
I'm still going my way. I'm a die Laker fan. I'm always go.
I am too, but I'm a realist.
Realistically, but nigga, no.
Niggas don't fight. They beat the brakes off of everybody. The Lakers could get them if the Lakers got what we need. A center, because Ayton is not consistent. We need a center, and we need another defensive wing because Rui should be a 4, and LeBron has to play 4 because he can't guard threes anymore. Because if y'all remember how well we were playing when LeBron was hurt, and Rui was killing at the 4. Since LeBron came back and they put him at the 3, he's disappeared.
And Luka was running point.
Question early. She said, "How is new ownership affecting or influencing the team?" So far, early, they haven't been doing a lot. But again, I think they're waiting for the LeBron era to be over to overhaul everything. Because I think at this point, they kind of like, let's just let this last chapter die out. And then once LeBron is going and we bring upon fully the Luka era, I think you're gonna see a lot more moves made by the new ownership early. That's my take on it. My hot take, as they say, my opinion on it.
Yeah. I have a feeling y'all gonna make a major trade in the offseason.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we're gonna make it. I think we might make like a minor trade before the trade deadline, maybe something to get us to bolster us a little bit. But I think we're gonna make a big trade for a big man. Because there was a report came out that said, an agent speaking on anonymity, said my client would love to go to Lakers, and he's a center, and he's a well-respected big man. So I think we're gonna have some people trying to come here to play with Luka in the summer for sure.
Yeah.
You think so, Erling? You think they might? Yeah, it might be. Might be sooner. Good question, Mars.
I'm just ready for that motherfucker to retire.
I know you are.
I can't wait. I'm tired of this nigga, man.
You want to know what it is more than anything?
What?
Is that with Kobe's funeral, with the statue ceremony and everything? Nah, man.
I think no matter what, and I think this is something he's gonna have to battle to the end of his career. No matter what, there's a certain faction of Laker fans who's never gonna embrace him as a Laker.
I don't look at him as a Laker.
I know a lot of people don't. You know what's funny? He spent the most time here. He spent more time here than he spent with any other team.
But when you look at Laker lore, he doesn't have Laker lore.
Well, Quincy had a good comparison. Quincy said the best comparison for him is Wilt Chamberlain's Laker career. Mm-hmm. Wilt came very late in his career, only won 1 championship.
Right.
And he said, I look at his career like that. Like he came after his prime, basically, and won 1 chip. Now, the reason, I've never been a super big LeBron fan, but the reason I will always give him some credit, and also Jeannie Buss, I know this is the reason Jeannie Buss has an affinity for him. He gave her her first chip by herself without her dad.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I'm always respect him because at the time he helped us tie with Boston for 17. Boston got 18 now, but at the time he helped us tie for Boston 17. So as a Laker fan, I gotta respect that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. I will say though.
Fuck him. I'm ready for this nigga to go.
The Spurs.
The Spurs coming.
That team.
The Spurs coming. They're gonna be dangerous.
I have them coming out of the West.
This year?
Yes.
Nah, they're not beating OKC this year.
I'm not convinced with OKC.
Why? Shea going crazy.
Well, I was like, what you been watching?
Nigga, Shea going nuts right now, bro.
OKC been beating everybody. I'm talking about beating good teams.
They damn near got Golden State half a Golden State record.
You know the team that's been handling OKC? The Spurs.
Yeah, but that's regular season.
Right.
That's regular season.
No, I agree with you, but it's like it's something about the Spurs, man. Watching them play.
They're coming, but they're not coming this year, bro. They're coming, but they're not coming this year.
I'm gonna put you like this: if they get to the NBA Finals, if they make that leap and get to the NBA Finals, especially the personality that Wemby has, where he's a throwback to the old school, where it's like, I'm not about friends, I'm about chips. He gets that exposure to it. Nah, we're officially in the Wemby era.
We'll see. Like I said, I don't see nobody taking OKC down right now. Not in 7 games.
Nope.
You might get them 1 game. You might get them, but 7 games is a whole different bowl of wax, bro.
All right, dude. I'm starting. That sleep is starting to kick in.
All right, y'all. Thank everybody for watching. Thank y'all for joining. Rex, thank you for chiming in. Thank you to V Ray. StreamYard been giving us problems tonight, y'all. So he couldn't get in. They've been giving me problems. So we'll figure it out hopefully before the next show. Until next time, we see y'all. This has been Wild Thoughts. Go stream some Wild Bunch music.